There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Thank
welcome,
you.
welcome. Finally, no
Yes.
technical
Yes.
difficulties. Oh my God. Yeah, earlier was disaster. Just recapping some
Absolutely.
things from earlier. Disaster earlier. But anyway, we are here tonight.
Oh,
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being a part of this with
My
us.
day is
How
great.
are you? How's your day
Thanks for
been?
asking. I've been looking forward to this moment. And it's finally here. I'm excited about what tonight will unveil and unleash. So,
absolutely. I know I've been looking forward to it as
Yes.
well. Andy, do you want to kick it off or I mean, or here, what do you want to do? Because I got some stuff here too.
Yeah, no. So yeah, so we'll start with this. I know you do a lot of fitness. You've been doing this for such a long time. What was the inspiration behind as to why you decided to do
well,
what you do today?
the only way that I can actually answer that is through a poem. Start with a poem first. So that's
Okay.
dominating on purpose every day. You see, that's what I live by. No stones unturned, no opportunities overlooked, no barriers undefeated, and no obstacles incomplete. You see, that's the name of the game, baby. You see, I wake up with the mentality to devour and divide. My motivation is at first conscious breath of air that awakens life throughout my body, triggering my mind to pay thanks to the Almighty, jumpstarting my body, to align myself with my faith, and allowing my spirit to remain at one and at peace. You see, a peace is sacred to me, surpassing the understanding of anyone who dare challenges it. I protect it at all costs. The overall understanding that my peace is priceless and far more valuable than any dollar amount. I handle it with the utmost care. Selective of my battles, as I am aware that my peace is determined by the choices that I make. And my choices are a reflection of the position of maturity or lack thereof. You see, we are free to choose. We're not free from the consequences of the choices that we make. You see, life has a unique way of testing the very core of our hearts, the muscle of our mouth, the sounds of our soul, and the rhythm of our energy. And that's why. That's why I choose to live the dope experience. What is the dope experience? The dope experience is focus. Follow one course until success with is fear. Fuck everything and rise. It is hope. Having only positive expectations. It is losing all of the excuses and finding results. It is finding opportunity and opposition. It is empowerment. It's transparency. It's failure with the determination to be dope. It is being aware of our weaknesses, but yet still facing them bitches head on. It is a pause, not a cause. It is being comfortable with being uncomfortable. It is visualizing and executing. It is finding faith. We feel like all is lost. It is trusting him when we can't trace him. It is doing what you can while you can, because when you can't, you're going to wish your ass could. What is a dope experience? Dope experience is dominating on purpose every day, ladies and gentlemen. The dope experience is Shaq G. The dope experience is me. I am my motivation. I am what makes me
Sorry.
do what it is that I do. I am my beginning, and I am whatever I need to be at that moment. I'm going to be, and I will never give up on myself or give up on those who depend on me, especially when they become vulnerable enough to depend on me. And I am just one person, and I just might fail. Fail stands for first acknowledge I'm learning, and it's okay to fail, but it's not okay to stay there. So what motivated me to do fitness was my dad. He was my role model. He was my everything. There was nothing that you could say to me that was going to change my thoughts about my dad. Nothing. And if you ever try, I will cuss you out. If
Hmm.
you ever come and try to change the dynamics of what I feel about my dad, what you feel about him is your thoughts, not mine. So as I got older, I vowed I was going to be just like him, even if it meant to know myself and him. But um,
Wow.
I've always liked to be fit. I love Bruce Lee. My dad name is Bruce. I love Flojo. I love everything that resembles strength. Not only did I resemble and embody strength, I am strength, but I'm strong enough to be weak to know that I can't do this on my own. So that is also strength. I'm very naked and very transparent with my emotions. I don't ever allow my emotions to consume me, but to exude those things about me that make me human. So training for myself actually helped me to become one, to become more familiar with who I am as an individual. I see my weaknesses, I see my strengths, and I never stop. I may fail one time, but I'm gonna get my ass right back up and try it again.
I love it. Because when it comes to
Wow.
fitness, it is a meticulous science, and that is extreme discipline and dedication. And to be an as elite athlete as you are, and again, we are also going to talk about your incredible artistry, your talent as a poet, because again, you knocked it out of the park by basically just defining what it means to be having a dope experience in this world by being who you are and just living that life. But again, um, for those who don't know, that is an incredibly, like I said, disciplined, incredibly tough, regimented life. And you are an elite athlete. This is not just like somebody who runs, half marathons or marathons for fun. You are an elite. You've trained with some of the best of the best. Can you talk about some of those inspirations that led you to poetry? As far as like that inspiration there.
Um, Training for me is everything. It's like breathing. I I can't go through a day without training. And if I do, it messes up my whole center. Um, and I and that's where I pull my strength from. I am my own competition. I compete against my weaknesses, and so what happened was I decided to train for a show, and I have this coach. He's an amazing coach. He's from Ghana. He don't play. Shaq, what are you doing? I said, what? Talk. And so I'm not used to being talked to any kind of way. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. God says, shh, quiet. You talk too much. Listen to this man because he know where he's trying to take you, and you have no idea. So listen, and it ate me up inside. So I was trying to say, I don't know if he's trying to get me to quit, but it ain't gonna work. So I'm trying to tell myself not to quit, while all the while I'm I'm making I'm actually being my own evil, the evil of both worlds. I'm telling myself I can do what I'm saying. I'm gonna quit. He ain't gonna talk to me. So when I actually finished the session, he said, "You done?" I said, "Yes, I'm done." I said, "I'll see you tomorrow." So when I got in the car, I'm driving, and I'm saying, "I should have said this, and I should have said that. I should," and I'm burning up on the inside because you don't talk to me like that. No one. And God said, "Humble yourself. This is not about you. This is about the test that you will soon face." So I got home and I started writing. And the poem that you just heard was the very first poem I wrote, and it went national. That was
Wow.
my big poem.
Wow. I wow. I was gonna say I love the fact that what you felt could have been a defeat was really a strength. Like the humility. It's something about humility. It's such a harsh and hard lesson, but it's very needed. And it's interesting that you took something that you thought was going to impact you in a negative way, and you took that, you channeled that, and it became something so more profound and so powerful in that way. That
Yeah.
that is
And I
wow,
have to say again
wow,
to anybody that's been in any sort of elite sport, not me, but who's watching a documentaries to understand that when it comes to coaching like that, they are very grueling and tough, and to have the strength to hold back because and also to have respect for that as well, because even though it might not be the right delivery, knowing that they are at least trying to give you the training that is best for you to achieve what you want to achieve. But again, to take that and that is your number one right off the back. I should have said this, and wow, incredible. Andy, I mean, I know you probably have a similar experience about walking away feeling like, oh, I wish I had done this.
you know what it is though. I think we've all had that, but I think with me personally, I think doing that because I've had a situation, especially in my walk with the Lord, where like I thought I knew everything. I thought I understood what God was trying to get me to. And then 2015, I'm like, okay, good. I'm clean. I'm doing whatever. And then 2015 comes, I relapsed, and it was one of those like, well, this is all good and everything, but he needed to take me to the wilderness, if that makes sense, to see, okay, even though I'm clean, I was doing good, but now he had to see, okay, if I relapse, am I still gonna worship him? Am I still gonna come to him? Am I still gonna humble myself onto him, even in the most difficult times? Because I look at this, okay, Jesus did all this stuff, but even for 40 days and 40 nights, Jesus was in the wilderness and he had to go through a lot of stuff just to prepare him. It was a preparation for what he was called to do, which is to crucify, to get crucified on the cross for us, basically. And I feel like in that same way, we need to go through that time sometimes, because it's not to put us down. Rather, it's to elevate us, I guess, if that makes sense, to get, because the thing is, in order for you to get to the one season in your life, you have to go to a transitional season to get to the season that God has called you to be, because there's certain things we have to be willing to let go of in order for us to proceed to where God wants us to be. Because otherwise, if we do it right away, then we might get things too prematurely, and God doesn't give us things prematurely. I don't know if that made sense what I said, but like
It
that's the way
actually
that's
does, and
speaking
it
to me.
also, when he places you in the wilderness, if you actually pay attention, and in the midst of your desperation, will you call, will you lean on him? Actually become vulnerable enough to say, I need you. And those are the things that we have to, if we're going through lessons and don't get tested for the lessons that we're learning, you'll never know the strengths and the weaknesses that you possess to figure out be in that moment. I don't believe in God. I actually know him. There's a difference.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow.
okay,
Incredible.
Yeah.
fail. It is quite all right to fail, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay to actually bring people into that level of faith. It's okay to say, listen, I, I've done this and I've fallen short, but I've then regathered myself and figured out to create a blueprint for myself and for others. So I'm gonna run so that you can walk. Here's blueprint. Here's mine. And this is where it has led me. Now you can take this and change it to actually fit you, because my blueprint may not fit yours, but here's a stuff for you.
So, other than,
Wow.
of course, the
Yeah.
grueling discipline that it takes to be an elite athlete, what other things have you dealt with or gone through that has been a source of strength or inspiration for you? Because again, training and inspiration is. I know we're going to get into more of your work. I mean, you are an incredible talent. I know we're going to get into these incredible acronyms that you just blow my mind away with these. So, can we talk more about some more of your light moments that or dark moments that have brought you to here today?
At the age of 32, I was diagnosed with something called Parkinson's, losing the ability to thought, think, and speak on a competent level.
Wow.
And I had, at the same time, I had also lost my job with a very good company. Prior to losing it, I still had my benefits. So I went to a couple of neurologists, and they said, baby, we don't see nothing. I said, it has to be something. I said, because this is what I'm experiencing. So long story short, I started to study myself, study my ins and outs, everything that was, whatever made my body to trigger to do it, I had to study it. So I went back to my doctor to say, you're absolutely right, this is what it is. So it's a low dose of dopamine, hence the word dope female trainer. I don't just do this because I feel like I'm dope, but I am dope. um, so with that, I, I said, God, I'm ready. Is you sure? I said, I'm ready. Whatever it's gonna take me to get better, let's do it. So it ain't gonna be easy. I said, I know. I said, but I know you got my back. I know you got me. Um, Found out that it was Parkinson's. It was a struggle. My kids had to take care of me. I literally had my daughter would bathe me and feed me. My son had to carry me. It was a struggle. And they would ask me, well, why are you walking like that?
Wow.
Not knowing that I actually had an illness that I was fighting on a daily basis. No one knew that I was afraid to go to sleep at night because I literally had to tell myself to breathe. So that if that doesn't give you faith and hope in the Almighty, then I don't know what will. I had to myself to move my right hand, move my left hand, move my right leg, move my left leg. Blink your eyes, maybe breathe. So what you all had as an automatic function, I had to tell myself.
Mhm.
So when night fell, I was afraid. God said, "Be not afraid." So that and
Yeah.
rehabilitated myself. So it
Wow.
took a couple years to get it back right. Now I'm still not
Mhm.
at my best, but I said, what you can while you can, because when you can't, you're gonna wish you could. I'm going before the earth beneath my feet becomes movable, man. I'm gonna give it all I got. I can't afford to quit. It's not even in my DNA. I'm not gonna quit. And it's
I mean, and a definition of a
Wow.
true inspiration, absolutely. Because again, I don't know how many people are
Yeah.
familiar with Parkinson's, but to be 33 years of age, to be sick to the point where you're going to see medical professionals, you're getting probably referred to specialists because they're like, "What's going on? You're a fit, very young at 33-year-old female." Very probably like disturbed and very scary to not know what was happening at the time too. And then again, for it to be Parkinson's, which we know that from I believe Michael J. Fox is kind of like the face of what that kind of looks like as far as somebody who might have it, but that's somebody that comes out later. Also, that is kind of an illness that somebody does not know by looking at somebody, so that's also probably very difficult. Have you dealt with any experiences negatively or with that as far as being sick but not looking sick necessarily to others?
as a matter of fact, I just came from my neurologist appointment on Tuesday. What's today? It was Wednesday, and Thursday, which was yesterday, I fell asleep behind the wheel. I had a car accident just yesterday,
Wow.
and before the car, I was driving, and my car stopped, and I woke up to people banging on my car window, and I looked back, and so people like around my car, like, "Is she okay?" This was yesterday, and the lady said, "Baby, we got to get you off the street. Are you okay?" We didn't know what was wrong. I'm in my car. It cars just all around me, like, "Where is she okay? Get her out of this car."
Mm-hmm.
I went up to the guy. She said, "Baby, are you okay?" I said, "We got to pull you over." I said, "No, I'm fine." Let's start driving.
Mm-hmm.
Not even an hour later, I'm smashed into the back of a car, sleep. So what you see may not always be what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I literally had to tell myself, you got to get control. And to get control means to let go of control. You can't control everything. You got to let people help you. Um, I look strong,
That's
human. Because people look at me to be so strong. They don't take into consideration that she's still human. And I'm silently screaming, somebody help me. Girl, you going to be okay. Girl, but I'm not okay. God said, why are you looking for help from those who look for help from you? And I'm not qualified. They're not qualified to
Wow.
give you what you need because they look for you for your resources. So you can't look for them because they're looking for you. So you need to lean on me like I asked you to. Remember, I wrote this book. I know what you need. So I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. I literally, when I put a
Wow.
prayer up, I don't worry. When I have an issue and I give you that, I don't worry. What's the point of praying and knowing if you're going to worry anyway?
Hmm.
Andy. I know
Hmm.
you're definitely getting some
Wow.
reaction emotionally. Did
That's
mm-hmm.
really everything she's saying is really, I know for a fact God is talking to me right now because I'm in this season in my life right now that I'm learning how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and the reason why I say that is because I've been very complacent in my walk for so long. And I know right now I'm in that season where he's like shaking me and he's been sending people, especially on here, to talk to me. So that's why if I'm just silent, it's because I'm being humbled right now. But that's a good thing because me being a man and us men being prideful, we need to be humble sometimes. And I mean, like I said, it started with Nick, then it was Queen Liberati, and now here she is, like saying what she's saying. like God's telling me, look, you think you have it bad, there's people who have it worse, and they're still praising me. They're still worshiping me. What's your excuse? And I'm just like, wow,
Absolutely. I mean, whether you are a
wow,
believer in God in that way, or you know God from your own experience, or you're just somebody who is somebody who does not necessarily believe you, but you can believe that things are happening and people are being pulled into, you know, certain situations. Now, I'm so glad. Are you okay? I know you. How do we say, are you okay? You just had a car accident. We're not sure. It sounds like you may have blacked out. I don't know if it was like, you know, what may have happened, but are you okay? I mean, other than of course going through that, but are you doing okay?
I'm
I gotta know.
I'm actually I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay, good. Because I don't know, Andy, what your
wow.
personal experience, but my mother, she has had a lot of medical issues her whole life, and she's had issues with medications and having bad reactions to it. And a couple of times she's taken the wrong medication and been behind the wheel. And so as you know, somebody who is a family member of somebody who's passed out, my ex-husband passed out behind the wheel, having a blackout moment. It's very frightening. So I thank goodness that you are in at least in a positive mindset and you are taking care of yourself as best that you can. Again, can you talk about how you remain so positive? It's because of the training, because of the dedication, because you know hard work gets results. Uh, if you believe it, you can achieve it.
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna say my bad. I was gonna say that and I think it's what she said earlier too. Like we have the moments, but she didn't stay in the moment. She kept moving forward. She kept pressing forward. She kept going to the direction God is calling her to go. And it's like you said, yes, healing hurts. Going through the process for that healing, it hurts, but it's like you were saying before, like when sometimes we have to just talk less and listen more, kind of thing. It's in the listening part is when it's really the
Andy,
most learnful lesson in that, and it's like I said, that's something I'm learning myself. Me being a father, my son's 4, me being the only provider at the house at the moment. It's one of those things, like, again, like I know for a fact God is talking to me right now in a way that's like, okay, like we need to be shaken sometimes, but not because, oh, it's punishment or nothing like that. It's just more
Absolutely.
like,
right?
hey, sometimes God needs to get our attention. They say that, know, they say that when your body's telling you something, you better listen to it. Otherwise, your body's going to do it for you, and that's not going to be a good
Absolutely.
situation right
And
there.
I'm glad you said the word listen, because this is exactly what I wanted our incredible guest to show off and showcase. Obviously, not only is she an incredible physical talent, but she's also an award-winning, incredible poet as well. But again, life lessons that are just packed into a punch. If you're a word nerd like me, you're just gonna die. And if you don't have to be a word nerd, Andy, you're just gonna just love. Because again, we're gonna take the word listen and just go ahead and take it away.
I'm gonna give you the acronym for discipline first. I just came up with it. Discipline. Discipline. Doing it so calmly inspires people living in negative energy. Discipline. Listen. I don't think I remember listen. Listen is
Wow.
life. Wait, what was it? I got it right. I'm gonna keep going because I do have
Mm-hmm.
listen. It's
You do, because we talked about it. Because I know I'm like, I need to listen, and the silence is the yes. I know there's silence somewhere in there, I believe.
life. Life. Hold on. I got it. Bear with me. I'm not gonna give up.
Patience, it's worth it. It's worth it, because again, the lesson comes in, Andy. I know you love this, because again, something
Yeah.
as small and simple as just going through the letters of the word, but again, the lesson is like a huge cloud that surrounds you, and you again, like you said, Andy, it's almost like you're awakened to the complacency because you're going through the motions.
Life.
Yeah. Um.
Living in silence. No, it's life is to effectively navigate. Wait, to effectively navigate. Living life is living in silence. No, life is silence. Life. I can't remember it. To effectively navigate. I do know that part. Wait a minute.
Don't worry. When it's ready, I'll come through. I
Absolutely.
know it, Andy.
Life entails effectively navigate.
I know this.
Go ahead and say that again.
Life entails silence to effectively navigate. That's not the right one, but that's one. Um,
That's pretty good guidance.
I'm going to give you a couple. Accountability. ACCOUNTABILITY. Accepting constructive criticism often uncovers necessary triggers and behaviors, insinuating life is testing you. That is the acronym or the shacronym for accountability. The word, the
Absolutely.
word fail,
Wow.
FAIL, stands for first acknowledge I'm learning. The
Ooh.
word
Wow.
WIN,
Wow.
what's impossible? Nothing. Um,
Wow.
give you three more.
Wow.
Word fold, FOL, only leave doubt. The word
Wow.
wisdom, working in silence, determine one's maturity. And the last is death,
Wow.
DEATH, destroy everything around that hurts.
Ooh, I love that. Destroy everything around that hurts. Wow. And the way that speaks to me, it's saying pretty much whatever atmosphere is there, if it's not of God, then I said, Lord, help me change the
Absolutely.
atmosphere. Because if it's not from
Absolutely.
you, I don't want it.
Um, I'm ready for some like to hear my love. I,
Absolutely.
Wow. This
I know.
this was for
I
me
know.
tonight,
I
Angela.
know.
Just letting you know.
The last
This
few
was
weeks have definitely
this was
been
for me
speaking
tonight.
right in your ear for sure.
Wow. Yeah, the
I will say
last
this
couple of
though, Andy, I'm a
God.
little
Yeah,
selfish
this
too.
was
They've
all
all
for
been for
me.
me as well because again, to witness like your thought process, the creativity, like you said, it's almost like the sun peeking behind the clouds as it comes through, as it shines through. It's so incredible to watch you almost in your process as like watching a painter paint. You know, it's pretty incredible, Andy. I feel very lucky tonight. So, Andy, yes,
I'm just I'm humbled right now, but I'm okay with that. Like
lessons
I'm
are
okay
so
with that.
powerful. We got more. We got more.
Wow.
this
Ooh.
is what I do. As a matter of
Wow.
fact, I will pull them because I have over 4,000 of them. And so I'm actually drawing a blank. Give me. So here's another one. Power. Power stands for people only want easy results.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
breathe, believe, receive, embrace, and from every day. Focus. Follow one course until successful.
Wow.
Fear. Fuck everything and rise. Hope. Positive expectation. And one more. Queen. Quietly unleashing elegant energy naturally. I have
Wow. You
Hmm.
notice the words she's using? You notice the words she uses. It's not just any words. Listen, fear, focus, death, wisdom. These are words
Because
like,
training is an education because
oh
it's a
my God,
science. And again, there's so much
discipline.
intelligence and so much design in sports, in fitness. Like, to be a body elite builder, you have to get up and you have to eat at this time. You have to eat this many things and this carbs and no carbs. It's all protein. It's all this. It's incredible. And to also have that creative side come through. And again, to hear that came through with that experience, because if you're just joining us, we're rocking about halfway through this incredible honor, our Power Hour honoring a dope female trainer.
Ooh.
We are going through some life lessons with 4,000 power words that really teach lessons. Because again, it's like this micro poetry, but it's not even micro, it's macro. It really is that motivation. It's the power poetry, really. Don't you feel like it's a power poetry, Andy?
Oh, of course. I'm just curious. Are you working on a book with just acronyms? I'm just curious because I was sold by that book. If it does it exist? Are you working on it? Like, let's talk about that for a second
Oh,
because that
here
is
you asked
that's
the
a
question.
wow.
This is my I have two books. They're not your typical books either. I'm going to bring it up for you. The first book is called Book of Acronyms. It is a book it's a builder book, first of all. So you can't purchase it and get the copy immediately, because what happens is I build that book for you. It has its foundation, it has the pages in it, but you are a part of the book. It is a custom-made memorabilia. You go into the book, your name becomes a acronym, and your pictures go into the book. And the book actually is digitized, which means it turns to whatever your favorite song is. No one can ever have the same book. So let me give you
That's
Wow.
incredible. Because
Oh
it's
give you
custom. It's powerful. It is. Each book, it's almost like going to a concert, even though you might see the same band or same artist over and over, but every time is different because of the conglomeration of the different people. It becomes its own universe. So wow, you're making your own incredible universe each time. So Andy,
so here's the book.
powerful.
This is the book. I've actually made one for a couple of people. Here it is. Bring it up. Turn this light out. It's loading. Don't do me wrong. This is my book right here. This is my custom made book for me. This is my book.
Oh wow,
I was
look
loaded.
how cool the
Hold on.
graphics are on that.
It's
It's beautiful.
Drip the guilt that built my realities. Expose the foes that had no love for me. Unleash the beast that seeps the deep beats. My peace be my peace. Defeat no match for me. Bridge the gap of lies and realities. Release the pain of that shit's hard for me. To choose to lose, remove the false fears. Create a safe space for faith in my son, the mirror. Flesh of my flesh, thee. Air that I breathe, thee. Line of my life from the day I conceived. So for him I would run, because he is my son. And my heart beats for him like the sound of the drums. She said, flesh of my flesh bond. And then I breathe bond. Line of my life bond from the day I conceived bond. Beat of my heart bond. I'll lay down my life bond. I will do anything for her because she is my daughter bond. And that's the sneak peek of that book. That's that one.
wow.
That's
Oh my gosh, incredible.
myself. And this is the book that I would make for you all.
There was a question from the audience. How can they get their own copy? Is that through your Instagram, or do you have another, like, do you have a link tree? How can people get copies of your book?
So, like, the book custom made. Shout out to me. With whatever it was, I have the price page that would give them the different options of what I offer. So they would just DM me, and I will let them know from that point I will get their ideas. I have to speak with them for just about 3 minutes just to get an idea of get an energy of them, and then I will make a acronym for their name. The title of the book will be their acronym name.
Absolutely. If you have been here the whole time, or at least within the last 15, 20 minutes, we just watched or witnessed kind of how this process kind of works. Again, it's kind of like I described before, Andy. It's almost like the sun peeking through the clouds. There's like a clarity moment that just kind of blasts through your mind right into our ears, and it's just a benefit for all of us. And to already have 4,000, and again, if you contact our guest, they make an absolute unique, custom-made version just for you, because there's an inspiration that is gained through this. And it's taken from, again, kind of your inspiration from training from a lot of elite trainers and things like that. To have that, you have to drive yourself forward, otherwise you're going to get stuck. And that seems to be something you've never really wanted to do. And that seems to be your message. You can be upset. Don't stay there.
So this is the book that the very first book that I actually created. Let me bring it up for you. And I do all my graphics. I do everything. So I'm gonna turn the volume up again. Here we go. So this is the book. It has a lot of my acronyms in it, and your picture and my picture will go along the side of the book, and the book will be a custom-made book of you and me. And so this is the song that I chose for this particular one, or whatever song you choose, and we go.
That's pretty incredible.
Wow.
Again, like I said, this is an artist here. This is not just us, a person who does poetry. We have a true artist, a creator, a philosopher, somebody who really is leading with that positive message of having those wisdom lessons. And again, if you're just joining us, we learned some of the history that led you here. So continue on. You have some more information for us in regards to this?
My mission is not to compete against it, but my mission is to be a beacon of light for myself and for others. Even through my pain, I'm gonna find a silver line. I think the question was asked: how do I keep positive? How do I remain positive? Because I've seen so many people who haven't been able to really feel. And the fact that I can feel whether it's good, bad, and different, I'm thankful that I can feel and I can decipher what I'm feeling and be able to articulate it. A lot of people can't. So even in my disparity, I can feel that. Because I recognize that I can be calm with my feelings and change. It stands for choose happiness and never give excuses. And if I can take so negative and turn it into a lighthearted situation and change somebody's life in the process, why not? Because it's easier to fall to defeat rather than to rise to the occasion. It is so much easier, and I choose to be not the statistic, but the one that does it. My walk is not your walk. I can't tell you how to walk it. I can tell you how I walk mine. Here's some cliff notes just in case you need to, just in case you come along my path. Why would I hold it from you? And even in my darkest moments, I still find light to shine because it doesn't affect me. What I'm going through has no bearings on you. If I'm still able to be strong enough for you, then why not? Baby, you're going to be good. That shows how how selfless I am, because that's what shows your level of strength and your level of humility for others, is to be able to still call out a person's beauty and to call out a person's strength even in the midst of your own struggles. Why? A lot of people say that's not my issue. It may not be your issue, but if you see it, call it out. And I can't say that for everybody because everybody's not as complex or as easy going as it takes maturity. It takes staying even in my midst of my storm. I can give you the shirt off my back. I may not have on much of anything, but baby, here you go. Let's share this. It's okay. We'll get through it together. So I do it.
Absolutely. There's two things that come to my mind real quickly. Andy, I don't know if you have anything else. All of you add anything. I'm gonna go first. First thing is like, absolutely, to me, it's it's almost like you are the true definition of resilience, but also grace. So I don't know. It's almost like I can't choose one over the other, Andy. It's really a combination of this resiliency and grace, because we can have two people who go through very similar events, but one can go through and it's, to us, it's kind of like the pull up by your bootstraps, or the mentality of like being a lineman or a football player. So you're just doing the drills, so you put yourself behind, you put it back on, or being a soldier, you know what I mean? But to me, it's not, you're not like that. It's more of a grace. It's more of like, again, Andy, like these are the lessons that you needed to hear tonight. So it's so incredible.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how Jesus. That's how Jesus was when he roamed the earth. Um, there was people who were against him, but he didn't allow those moments to define what his calling, what his purpose was, right? And it's interesting because I I truly believe, like, one thing a pastor told me a long time ago, people would read your story before they read the Bible, if that makes sense, because it's your
Mhm.
story that inspires people to want to know who Jesus really is. And because the thing is, anyone can go to a church and be like, okay, whatever. One thing you said also about maturity, that's important, because that's why I've quoted this before in the Bible, where Paul was talking about, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, and I spoke like a child, but when I became a man, I set aside childish ways. And what he was trying to say is, oh no, that not that what I used to act or how I used to behave or thought was childish. Rather, he was trying to say that there were certain things from that time that when I go into the next season, I can't take those things with me. But those are a part of my testimony. So when it prepares me to the next season that I'm going to go to, I'm going to be that light to someone that's already going through what I already went through, if that makes sense. And that's why Hebrews also says about, when a child lives off milk, but when you get older, it's all about maturity. It talks about you gotta go on solid. I don't remember the exact Bible verse that talks about that, but it does talk about the whole the infant with the milk, and then when you become a child, when you become older, there's the solid food. But it represents maturity, because if you're a little older and you're still relying on milk, let's say for example, then you're not really truly growing, because that means you're comfortable being here, but you're not willing to put yourself in a place that would help you mature to what God has called you to mature in. And I think when we're too comfortable with, let's say, but I'll say this, like this, God gives us blessings, but sometimes we're focused on the blessing and not where the source it came from, if that makes sense. And then we forget where it came from, and now you're idolizing the thing that God gave
Absolutely.
you. You forget that God gave you this, and you're so focused on this, you forget about everything else. It's the same thing that God could give you this, God could take this away from you. I mean, if you think I'm lying,
Well,
go ask
every
King
day,
Saul.
absolutely, there's definitely people that can absolutely attest to that. And actually, I know you probably have a comment to that, and I want to give you an opportunity. But here's the question I have that kind of relates to this too, is because you are such a inspiration, you are light, you are you know, that you are somebody that takes that positive spin, and I'm going to climb from this, and I'm getting better for me, and there's room for everybody, because I'm focused on me getting better. When you have been on down, because again, you are human, what has been your help through that? Has it been writing? Has it been training? I mean, when you have been in your darkest moments, what had helped you out of that? Because again, from the outside looking in, you look like you're enlightened. And again, everybody has those days, you know.
My source of strength came from when my mom turned her back on me. Tough love is, and it's not.
Wow.
There's a difference between people always being around and people who are always there. There's a big difference, and it wasn't until my mom said, "If you like it, baby, I love it," and she had to walk away. That's the toughest. That's the toughest thing for a child to experience. That's the toughest thing for
Absolutely.
to do. So when she walked away, I said, "Whoo!"
What age were you when that was?
Just recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter the age. It does not matter the age.
Used to being with your mama.
Mm-hmm.
That's your,
That's absolutely. It doesn't matter the age.
how it felt for her knowing my situation and having to say, God, you got to take her. You got, I give it to her, and to just, she had to trust that I was going to be okay, because she know I'm a fighter. And she's got to see how well it works. And me over here, I knew that. So that was where my strength came from. I said, I can't. I got too many people depending on me as well as myself. Who am I to? Even Jesus washed somebody's feet. Myself, you know what, God?
Yeah.
Probably deserve. No, I know I deserve this. Now it's time for me to see if I'm going to see if what I tell people, do I actually believe it? Do I believe in the universe, or am I just speaking from a system, knowing what I know because it sounds good? No, we're about to get this. Right? Who am I to give up? I'm not. It's not even in my DNA.
Yeah.
Do not.
Absolutely.
I can't even, do not acknowledge. I can't acknowledge you. Do you understand who I came from? I don't work too hard. I didn't come this far just to come this far. Keep moving. Get up. Let's go. If I can't encourage myself, who else out to encourage me? I got to motivate myself. And in the midst of I'm strong. I'm strong enough to be weak enough to just say, God, I need you. I need you now. And even if you don't come when I need you, doesn't mean that it's a denial. It's just a delay. He wants to see, am I going to be able to get up by myself? You got to do the work first before he's not going to, he's done what he needed to do. Now it's time for you to show and prove. It is time for you to get up, and I'm not going to give up. That ain't who I am.
Again, if you are just joining us, we are heading towards the end of an incredible hour. But of course, I can continue another 3 more hours, because this is just incredible wisdom and conversation. This incredible guest of ours has come through so much, but you wouldn't even know it, because again, she is strong. She is the definition of powerhouse. And even though we look at her and we feel that, we know that underneath there has been real dark and real true trauma. Because again, this is a person who had, because at 33,
but it's the realest thing. It's so real, though.
But at 33, you get a Parkinson diagnosis, and that's for the rest of your life. And to have to deal with that, and again, that's not something that necessarily people look at you and go, oh, you're sick. No, they see a young, strong, beautiful, incredibly strong-willed, well-spoken person, and they don't see what's really there. And that's why you're here. We have the mic for you tonight to share this. Andy, I did not mean to cut you off. Please add that comment. I just want to make sure that too, because again,
it's real. It's real. Like, it's raw. It's real. It's realistic. You know, like, even the most strongest people sometimes, are vulnerable too. Again, if I take it to a biblical context, yeah, like David was after God's heart, but he struggled with lust. But yet God still blessed him, because he knew God saw that David was after his heart at the end of the day. And it's just like, it's real. Like, and it's like, I feel like we live in a civilization today that no one wants to be real anymore. Everyone wants to put on this face, this mask, but then make it seem like everything's okay when it's not. And it's okay not to be okay. It's okay. It's like what she was saying. Don't stay there. And I was talking about this with Liberati privately about like even mega churches, these pastors, they go and like they feel like, oh no, I'm a pastor, so I can't have struggles. Oh no, I can't do that. And then when they get caught up in the scandals and stuff like that, then it's like, oh, but what happened? Well, because you were focused on the man, not, you know, we're
Absolutely.
We
focused
get
on the
caught up in
messenger,
the
not the message.
So
So about the
facade,
message,
you said the
not the
word
messenger.
facade.
Mhm.
False advertisement creates a deceitful energy.
Woo! Yo, yo, I said I retire
And
from
it's
poetry.
okay.
To
That's it. I
me,
am
I
done.
end the
Wow.
poetry with this last piece.
oh, you have at least, we're going to give you at least two, please, at least two more. And we'd love for you to open the open mic as well. We know we have more from you for sure.
Thus, expressing myself is a must. Being totally disregarded, rendering feelings of injustice, in my vulnerable state, consumed with such hate, knowing that I've been taught better, conflicted with the common sense I've been raised to represent, and that in which my flesh will soon have to repent, compelled to strike the match, set the flame, making sure that they know my name, strutting with class and a twist in my ass off into the distance, feeling no shame. You see, they'll think twice before they mess with me. I may be small in size, but with the will of the Almighty, you see, I am intelligent in my own right eye, composite, allowing time to pass until day drifts into night. Hey, lioness. At my best, on my worst day, I drip, never slip confidence, easily conceive. Oh, how I sit and reminisce those days, filled with such ignorance, physical, mental, and emotional abuse at its finest. You'd assume I was a victim. Nah, not me, because I'm deeply rooted. Watered from the ancient rivers that sustain me. Thick skin, slight bend, but never break as they take. Nothing for me but notes. I offer it freely because eventually they'll need it. Drowning in confusion, wondering how in the hell I did it, how I changed the game. I remain the same as you know it. And it's that kind of thinking that got your ass where you are today. Petty thoughts, spent as I slay. They say that pressure bursts pipes. But for me, it's either that or it's a mighty fight. Either way, you right, because I've earned this title. Consider me your idol, so I float like a butterfly, sting with the intent to leave my stamp. Because, baby, I am that champ. And although your thoughts of me can never penetrate the essence of my maturity, dimming not the light that'll set your ass free, you see, the truth requires no proof. Spoken in the words of India Irie, I am that and I will with me. It has amazing qualities.
I love it.
Ooh.
Of course, so many people already like just putting so many quotes in the chat real quick. Uh, my worst day I dripped was definitely I think pulled from that. I just love that whole part where you connected to the float like a butterfly sting, like a bee connection, and again the champion, the champion. If you are just joining us, we'll be getting
Yeah.
into that open mic pretty soon in less than 10 minutes. But you missed out if you're just joining us because we had some incredible wisdom, and we're not done. Don't worry, you're not going to get out of here without getting something out of this incredible poet, incredible artist, incredible elite athlete, and again, incredible soul of the human. Um, Before we go, we definitely are going to talk about this. I want to hear another piece before I turn off the car, Andy. But what's next for you, other than, of course, if you want to get your own curated, individualized Shaq Shackogram, not Shackogram, Shack acronym. I want to say anagram. I keep flipping in my head, but you can actually contact this incredible person, and again, it is unique to you. And then, of course, we have another book. And then what's future? What's down the pipeline before we get to the last thoughts and everything?
I'm going to be on stage. I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to.
Where and when?
Wow.
It hasn't come yet, but I know this is where it's wait for it. Wait, sense will watch as I transport. Wait for it. It's
I believe it.
Man.
I mean, absolutely. Your
Wow.
voice, your message is definitely a message that needs to go to the masses. And you are an absolute spoken artist. And it flows through, it connects. It is like a hug, but also like, I don't want to say like a punch, but again, because we talked about the Muhammad Ali, the boxing, the elite training, because again, it takes a lot of intelligence to be a fighter and to be a UFC. You have to be so demanding and disciplined, and people want to write things like that off. But again, we have somebody who is just somebody who screams power to me. But again, there is more than meets the eye. Andy, anything else that you want to say before we kind of get to our last thoughts?
Not I was gonna say I so much respect for you, and again, this was such a humbling night for me. These last couple of weeks have been this whole month pretty much of June has been very humbling for me. There was a line that caught my eye. I wanted to ask you about it. I want to make sure I understood it right. Did you say truth requires no
requires no
proof?
proof.
Is that what you
The truth
said?
requires no.
Require. Okay,
So here's
yeah,
here's an
that
example.
line.
Take a breath in. Breathe in. Breathe. You can't see it, but you know it's there. It doesn't require proof.
Yeah. Wow.
You don't see it in order for it to be true.
Oh,
It doesn't require proof.
wow. This is true. It's like Wi-Fi. We
I
know
don't
it's there. We
understand
don't
it.
see it, but
I
we
don't want
know
to
it
go there because I
exists.
really struggle. I can name the parts of the cell. I can tell you all that stuff. I can do genetic, Punnett squares, dihypercrosses, but I cannot explain Wi-Fi. Let's not go there because again, because you have this simple elegance and complexity that comes through. Because again, it seems like in our darkest days, you go to these inspirational words and you go to your inspirational words, which is your performance. Hi, everybody coming in. We are going to be transitioning. So can we get one more power piece from you before we switch it to, and then we would love for you to come back on and open up as I take my time to go ahead and put this out for everybody. But we are ready to transition to our open mic in just a moment. But it has been an absolute honor, privilege. Thank you so much. Your time is so valuable. So so much respect. Like Annie said, I cannot thank you enough. I know we'll definitely be trying to get you back on very shortly because when things are dark, you don't take it. You dark's okay, but don't stay there. You cannot get stuck. You have to climb up that mountain.
So this piece called Mama. It does have a trigger. Lord, it's so hard living this life, a constant struggle each and every day. Some wonder why I rather die than to continue living this way. 'Cause I won't accept this is how it's gonna be. Devil, you got to let me and my children go. I'm not gonna do that one. You see, I'm a word. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I am a movement. I dance to my own tune, allowing not a fraction of my innermost totality to be consumed. I am the brick and mortar. I possess the power to destroy and restore order, baby. I'm a queen. You see, I quietly unleash elegant energy naturally. Now I ask you, how dare you? How dare you stand bold and unbothered on the very ground that bleeds the flesh of my father's father and drip the milk of my grandmama's breast? How dare you? And how dare you turn your back on those that sacrifice their backs so that you can reach back to give back, baby. How dare you? And how dare you disrespect the melanin in your skin just to blend in with the Europeans who stole the souls of our old. Buffed our men and raped our black women, baby. How dare you? And how dare you disregard the woman who gave her life in sin so that your black ass can live without any hesitation? How dare you? And how dare you look down on our singers who are down because the skin was brown, treated as misfits so that you could sit however you see fit so that at the end of this day, you can unapologetically say, Mama, I graduated. And although you didn't ask to be here, my dear, you see, I gave you the very best part of me. I gave you the flesh of my flesh, the air that I breathe, the line of my life, the keys to my history, so that you can be free. So one day we write a legacy with the understanding that you could never be without my story, my testimony, my bloodline, and my legacy. Oh, baby. You see, there's nothing more that I wanted the very best for you, but not at the expense of losing you. Not to them, but because you've been blinded by society's definition of acceptance, baby. You have most definitely lost sight of you. The wars that were fought, the lies that were bought, the blood that was shed for you and your sister to lay your fucking head. How dare you? You see, I'll sacrifice my life so that you could be next Booker T by Angela Marcus Garvey, Michelle Obama, Muhammad Ali, but baby, please don't forget this dope ass Shay G, you see, because my love runs deep. And this covenant I'm going to forever keep. So to deny you was to most definitely deny me. And if asked about this shit all over and over and over again, I would say, look, I'm living this life, a constant struggle each and every day. I'm free, completely free. Oh, won't you please come and save me?
Oh my gosh. I know we're all going to need a minute to come down from that one. So I'm going to just turn it
Yeah, I need to
off.
let
And
this
then when
sink
we
in.
come back, let's dissect that as we start the open mic, because that's a beautiful, I'm so happy we got to hear that one. It's such a, I want to call it a classic. It's a classic. That is just,
Oh,
it is a classic. So thank you everybody for joining us. If you missed any of it, check the replay, because again, so much came out tonight. Everybody has a story.